Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. The Department of Public Lands has awarded a new bidder of the Minnegaha concessions. Also tonight, a show store here on island we all know very well is set to close down tomorrow. And there is still time for small businesses on island to get financial help from destruction from Super Typhoon U2. In sports, day one of the Pacific Games, we get an update. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Hafa Day, Tirwami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Monday, June 8, 2019. The Department of Public Lands has announced the award of Minnegaha concessions to a new tour company.
It's UTOP, an established company that currently has a tour company and Chinese restaurant on the island of Saipan and has now been awarded the Minnegaha concessions.
We've just made sure when DPO issued the RFP that all concerns were addressed, meaning for the first time we had different department heads sitting with DPL in reviewing the evaluation packages. And so we had MVA, former director Chris Conception, we had Robert Hunter from DCCA to MVA to address tourism issues on the RFP, and Robert Hunter cultural issues as DCCA. Tony Benaventi for DONR, who sent Victor De Longuerero, director of parks, for marine issues. Minnegaha surrounding waters is a marine conservation area, and so as stakeholders we had them involved. We also had Ellie Cabrera, who's with DEQ, to make sure that environmental concerns are addressed, as well as 3 from DPL. And so we felt we had a very thorough, very good team put together.
Originally, Triple J was awarded the concessions at Minnegaha, but Terragezo says after going back and forth on a few issues, Triple J decided to pull their bid out.
All the requirements are set up in the very beginning. It's no secret and no surprise what DPO was asking for. And then we vetted, as an evaluation team, we vetted the operators that submitted proposals, on their ability to obtain an insurance. So they everything went well. But in the end of the day, Triple J as a company made a decision to withdraw.
When the letter was received from Triple J to make the withdrawal, it came down to insurance purposes.
There is a lot of liability to become the operator. There was a lawsuit filed against Tossie Tours many years ago with regards to a drowning incident. And so, I think that companies are just on the edge because of the extra protection or the exposure to whatever company will be the concessionaire.
Tiragazo says after the withdrawal of Triple J, DPL sent out a letter to UTOP informing them of the award of Managaha concessions because UTOP was the next and only other bidder for the island, as Tossie Tours did not submit a bid this time.
UTOP did file a lawsuit against DPL and myself in my official capacity, but they had since withdrawn that lawsuit so that we can proceed forward with signing the documents.
What was the reason for the lawsuit?
They felt that DPL was arbitrary and capricious in our RFP, and we follow the procedure, and every step that we do, especially with a RFP, we get a lot of legal guidance, and so that's what the court is there for. So there's always different attorneys that can interpret things differently, and of course it's always up to the court.
UTOP will be responsible for the exclusive concession area, being the food sales and life jacket rentals, and the transportation between Managaha and Saipan. But DPL is now waiting on UTOP to submit the concession agreement document.
Once we get that, we will get their payments in place, and then we will notify Tossie Tours, who's actually on a holdover, that they have 90 days after the execution of the last signature to vacate. And so, the 90 days is there for hopefully a smooth transition so that the two operators can transition, one out and one heading in.
Tiragazo says she does not want to release the submission of UTOP's bid amount until everything is finalized. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell.
A popular store to get the best deals on footwear is closing its doors this week. Payless Shoe Source last day of operations will be tomorrow. Located in San Jose, Payless is well known for its cheap shoes for all occasions and its buy one get one promos. Payless Shoe Source Incorporated is an American discount footwear retailer and was established in 1956. Earlier this year, they announced that they will be closing all 2,100 U.S. stores around the nation. The Guam and Saipan branch will be one of the last remaining stores to close their doors for good. Payless Shoe Source Saipan began its operations back in 2004. Are you an artist, or do you just like to paint? Well, now is your chance to show off your talent by joining Project Aligi. Super Typhoon U2 claimed many businesses, homes, vehicles, and possessions. And Project Aligi, or hashtag Tatted Poles, is an opportunity for local artists to express that we are still very Mariana strong by representing artwork that expresses the Marianas. Those interested must complete an application by July 15th at the Marianas Visitors Authority. For more information, contact Naomi Santos at 664-3200. or email in santos@mymarianas.com. And there is still time for small businesses in the Commonwealth to get money for economic injury that occurred from Super Typhoon U2.
It's the U.S. Small Business Administration's disaster loan. Super Typhoon U2 occurred back in October of 2018, and many businesses in the community were damaged. The disaster loan is available in Rota, Saipan, and Tinian, and the Northern Islands, and is for small non-farm businesses, small agricultural cooperatives, small businesses engaged in aquaculture, and most private non-profit organizations. But the deadline is approaching, as July 26, 2019 is the last day to apply. Qualifying businesses may apply for economic injury disaster loans of up to $2 million. U.S. SBA Director Tanya Garfield says, quote, economic injury disaster loans may be used to pay fixed debts, payroll, accounts payable, and other bills that cannot be paid because of the disaster's impact. Economic injury assistance is available regardless of whether the applicant suffered any property damage, end quote. The rate of interest for the small business is 3.675% and 2.5% for private nonprofit organizations, with terms up to 30 years. Applicants may apply online or receive information by going to disasterloan.sba.gov/ELA or call the Customer Call Center at 800-659-2955.
Coming up, we head over to CHCC to check out a program set to help oral hygiene in the CNMI. Find out more after the break.
Get the phone plan you're looking for at IT&E. Stay connected with the strongest, widest, and most reliable network in the Marianas. Stream, share, play, shop, and surf the web with super fast 4G LTE data. Whether you need just a few gigabytes of data to get by, or if you want to go further with unlimited data, there's a plan for you. You'll always get the best price. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more. IT&E. Explore your world.
Bubblegum Shrimp Company opens daily at 11 a.m. Located on Beach Road in the heart of Garapan.
Green sea turtles and hawksbill turtles call the Mariana Islands home. They're an important part of the marine ecosystem. They are under threat, and they are protected under CNMI law. Keep plastic out of the ocean. Keep vehicles off the beach. Use the Sea Turtle Stranding Hotline if you see poaching activities or if you see a turtle in trouble. Call 287-8537 and save a turtle.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. The Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation is trying to make oral health one of its top priorities.
We have a lot of need. There are a lot of people, adults, children, who have high levels of dental decay, as well as gum disease, and then oral cancer is also a concern.
The Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation is trying to improve oral health in the CNMI through public outreach.
We have a lot of outreach programs, so we work with the public school system. We go into all of the Head Start classrooms and provide fluoride varnish for those students and exams to try to catch children young and early before the dental decay and disease has a chance to get out of control. We also see all of the 2nd and 6th graders in our dental clinic as part of the sealant program.
Dentist at CHCC, Mary Bellama, says the sealant will help prevent cavities on permanent teeth.
Sealants are an excellent preventative measure regardless of whether they have good oral hygiene or not. Basically, the biting surfaces of teeth have all sorts of little pits and grooves that food and bacteria that causes cavities can get stuck in. So dental sealants are a very easy procedure. Basically, we clean the top surface of the tooth and we flow a preventative resin-type material into all of the grooves. We cure it with a light so it becomes very hard, and then the bacteria that causes cavities can't get stuck down in those grooves and cause a problem where a toothbrush doesn't reach.
This program is also provided on Tinian and Rhoda.
We also provide comprehensive dental care at the health centers. So if someone has a toothache, they need an extraction, or a child has a large cavity and they come in, we can do fillings and things like that at those locations as well.
Not only are they giving oral care to the community, but they are also giving out kits to children that include a toothbrush, coloring books, and comics all about dental care.
We want them excited to brush their teeth, excited to come see us at the dentist. The reality is if kids are good at brushing their teeth and they don't have a lot of cavities, coming to the dentist doesn't have to be a scary thing. It's not painful. We want to make sure that we get kids comfortable seeing us so that if we ever do have to do some more invasive treatment, that it's not something that causes fear for them.
One major issue the CNMI is facing with oral health is oral cancer. And one of the main causes for the cancer is what many on the islands believe is part of the culture.
Chewing betel nut causes oral cancer, and that's a culturally acceptable and practice. It's part of the culture here in the CNMI. So what happens is the betel nut itself is considered a grade 1 carcinogen, meaning that it is a known highly cancer-causing substance. When you combine either tobacco or alcohol or both to it, your risk for developing oral cancer increases significantly.
She says because of that reason, they have seen a lot of cases of oral cancer. Bellames suggests that individuals get an oral cancer screening at least once a year. And to help the public, CHCC, as well as all the private dental clinics on island, will be offering free oral cancer screening to the community.
It's very quick. It's about 3 to 5 minutes. It's totally painless. It really just involves you opening a dentist, looking in your mouth, checking on the sides of your tongue, underneath your tongue, on your cheeks, and making sure that there's nothing that looks suspicious in there.
She also encourages anyone who chews betel nut to be checking the inside of their mouths through a mirror regularly.
You should be looking in the mirror to see if there are any ulcers or red or white patches that just don't look normal. And if you see anything, come in to see a dentist right away.
The oral cancer screenings will also accommodate walk-ins at the dental clinic located at the CHCC to further help the public achieve prevention. Reporting for KSPN2, I'm Ashley McDowell.
On Guam, a public hearing receives a large amount of support from the community to restrict construction on ancestral sites. KUAM reports.
Hafiday Sinamai, here's what's making news on Guam. A public hearing on a resolution that asked the governor to ask for a pause on fire range construction received overwhelming support during hours-long testimony. Chris Barnett has more.
Resolution 164-35 asking the governor to ask the military to pause all construction-related activities at the live fire training range. And while the governor has said publicly she will do no such thing, that didn't stop testimony in support of the measure. Dozens turning out to sound off on what they say is a litany of issues with the military buildup, from treatment of ancestral sites, environmental concerns, and socio-economic impacts. Kara Flores of Dug Dug Goose Inc. spoke on how DOD itself, through its socioeconomic impact statement, says Guam will be negatively impacted by the buildup.
The SEIS stated that the poor will get poorer, costs of goods and services will rise, homelessness will increase, among other things. And these are things that affect the children and the families that we serve, the most at risk in our community.
Lavelle Castro, board president of the Guam chapter of the National Association of Social Workers, expressed frustration about how the group submitted 40 pages of testimony opposing the buildup in 2009. She also read excerpts from DOD documents that said the buildup could achieve, quote, maximum flexibility, citing Guam's status as a territory of the U.S.
None of our concerns about the negative impacts on the environment, our fragile social service system, and our cultural resources and practices were addressed. Clearly, our current political status has undermined our right as peoples to influence and effectuate plans in our community.
Testimony also centered on ancestral sites. According to initial DOD documents reviewing the impact of built-up construction on Chamorro historical sites, it was estimated by DOD there are over 100 ancestral sites on built-up construction areas. 14 of those sites have since been cleared. The military awaits an archaeological contract to begin clearing 9 new sites that were inadvertently discovered. Legislative Chair on Historic Preservation, Senator Teresa Lahi, said there has been a consensus on how significant ancestral sites on the firing range grounds are.
All the archaeologists describe it as one of the most important sites on Guam.
Independence activist Dr. Ken Cooper spoke about the military's compromises.
The military has tried to reason with us that they have listened to our concerns. We have reached the level and point of the military metaphorically telling us how good they are for occupying the guest bedroom of our house rather than the master bedroom. We have reached the level of debating if it is better for the robber to steal $20 or $50 from us.
And in a 12-page written testimony, Admiral Shoshana Chatfield of Joint Region Marianas said Joint Region seeks to understand the sentiments and sensitivities of our community. The Admiral adding that overwhelming public feedback at the time of the decision to relocate the firing range from Paugat to Latexan demanded no land acquisition, avoidance of Paugat, and minimizing noise and traffic impacts to the broader community. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Stay informed 24/7 by checking out KUM.com or downloading the KUM News app. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tomas Maglonia.
Thank you, Thomas. All right, coming up, results from day one of the Pacific Games in Apia. The sports report is next.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Good evening and welcome to Channel 2 Health Talk. I'm Dr. Tony Stearns of Marianas Medical Center. Sugar, sweet, comforting, energy-boosting sugar. A little indulgence here and there is okay, but the average person's diet is overflowing with sugar in the form of sweetened drinks, fruit juice, sweetened snacks, desserts, and other readily available sugars in the form of processed carbohydrates. How do we keep our intake in check? And how can we better handle an intense, I want that huge piece of chocolate cake craving when it strikes? Here are some suggestions. Know your triggers. Increasing your awareness of what provokes your wanting sugar is the first step towards control. Stabilize your blood sugar. Eat breakfast every day and eat healthy protein and fiber snacks throughout the day to keep your blood sugar from dropping too sharply. Avoid sweetened drinks such as soda, fruit juice, sports drinks, iced tea, coffee, and avoid anything with glucose, sucrose, fructose, or high fructose corn syrup listed as one or more of the first few ingredients on a label. Eat more complex carbohydrates. Replace simple sugary carbs with complex carbs that break down more slowly, such as whole grains and vegetables. You'll be more satisfied for a longer period of time. And choose fruit when you have the urge for something sweet. Fruit is sweet because it contains fructose and it's healthy for you when you get it in the whole fruit. Try some dried fruit or frozen grapes or berries or peaches next time you feel the urge for sugar. Exercise. Exercise breaks down sugars in your body, plus it relieves stress, a common trigger for binge eating. Try sugar-free products. They can satisfy your taste buds without adding calories. Distract yourself by reading a book, calling a friend, or putting some energy into a favorite hobby. Practice portion control. Choose smaller portions and eat slowly. Thanks for joining me. I'm Dr. Tony Stearns of Marianas Medical Center. Please join me again next week and have a healthy week.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, the 16th Pacific Games are underway in Apia, Samoa. The NMI is there, and so is KSPN's Chris Nelson, who sends us video. A colorful 3-hour-long opening ceremony in Apia Stadium Park welcomed 5,000 athletes, coaches, and officials. A heavy rain before the ceremony made sure everyone had muddy feet. One person there never worries about muddy feet, and that would be Papua New Guinea's Mudman, and the NMI delegation marches right past them there. Palau lined up right behind the Northern Marianas in the parade around the track. Tennis player, 17-year-old Carol Lee was the NMI's flag bearer, leading 43 other athletes plus 13 NMI coaches and officials competing in 7 sports: athletics, swimming, tennis, badminton, beach volleyball, va'a, and golf. Selfies for everyone at the launching of this 2-week-long event. Finally, after months of training, the waiting, the standing around was about to end for NMI's best, or the best who could afford to make this trip. The host country ensured that this event would be most memorable for all of those who made it. After the ceremony was over, the NMI troops back out through the mud. Monday morning, with scattered showers threatening, beach volleyball gets underway at Apiet Waterfront. 17 different teams are competing. The NMI, represented by a father-son team of Tyson Logan Mister, taking on Papua New Guinea in the opener. Miscommunication on that routine serve right down the middle. Papua New Guinea, expected to be a medal contender, hammers Tice on that play. And again, Tice gets pounded at the net as he avoids going for the block. Logan, he goes for the block only to have it deflected out of bounds for another point. Nothing going NMI's way in this match. Tice goes for the open back line only to miss by a foot. It was hard for the NMI to have any defense against those guys. The NMI finally has a chance, but Logan comes up short there. FYI, Logan at 17 may be one of the youngest in the field, while Tice is a terrific 50-year-old.
I got it. You're silent.
Yeah!
Got away!
New Guinea dominated this match, winning 2 games to none. A 16th Pacific Games report from Samoa.
And updates for today. Carol Lee was trailing her opponent 2-1 before rain postponed that match. The other tennis player for the NMI women, Isabel Harris, lost to her opponent from Samoa. In badminton, the NMI fell to Tahiti 5-0 in the morning, but then rebounded in the afternoon to beat Samoa 4-1. Ginger Thompson was in the ocean swim, did not win any medals. All right, we're going to take a break. Come back with the latest weather forecast.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Let's roll at Gold's Gym Saipan with group exercise for every body. Total Resistant Exercise, or TRX, helps develop your core and improve strength. And Zumba toning is probably the funnest way to get fit. The Shake Cafe is a great place to stop by for a meal replacement or supplements. Today is the first day of the rest of your life.
Heat index 100, the low 81, 55%, 59% humidity tomorrow, partly cloudy, isolated showers, east winds around 10 miles an hour, high 90, low 79, seas 3 to 5 feet. Sunrise 5:52, a low tide at 7:35, followed by high tide at 12:39, sunset 6:51. There it is.
6:51 sunset.
That's so colorful in that story you did on Project Aligi. Very interesting. You know, up there on Capitol Hill, Congressman Joel Camacho painted the dugouts, just a little mural and everything. So nice. I was driving out to Marpy, and you see those murals along this. It's just a railing along a ditch, you know, or the swamp, and it looks it's turning something that's just plain and ugly something beautiful. And we have so many abandoned buildings. It looks so much ugliness here. It's really nice. Paint doesn't cost much.
Nope, and it makes it a lot more beautiful. Yep, like on the right there next to Kensington. Those paintings on the side there, on those railings, I did a story about that. That is beautiful. So I believe this one is Power Pole.
Oh yeah, Power Pole. So I think that the southern end of the island on Beach Road really needs some beautification.
Yeah, it does. I agree. So the northern part's starting to be taken care of. If we could just get a little bit more of the southern part, it really just cleans up a lot of the ugliness. So I think just seeing that.
Get your eyes off that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So hopefully, maybe soon.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. Please do have a great rest of your night. Tune in tomorrow night at 6.
Good night.